What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of Swipe Up, where I share my favorite posts from Instagram. This is episode 29 of Swipe Up. Let's get into it with a little promo video, sketch kind of thing. I'm a huge fan of Kill Tony, the podcast, #1 live podcast in the world. I generally watch live on YouTube. A lot of the times I will go back and watch old episodes on YouTube. I will also listen to those same episodes in my ear holes on a regular occasion. They're very re-listenable, very funny. Basically, the premise of the show, I've talked about it before, but it's a stand-up comedy show where they bring up, it's like open mic, they pick names out of a bucket. Person gets 1 minute to do stand-up, and then they get interviewed by Tony Hinchcliffe and roasted by the band, and Red Band is on sound effects. Anyway, this is a promo. They're going on a big U.S. tour, so if they're in your town, I highly recommend going to watch Kill Tony, and this is, let's see,
Creep on in, on in, on in.
In Ventura, we were bartenders, and here we were pilots.
Hey, I jacked these fools off, eh?
What the fuck was that?
Really?
It's us.
This summer, those guys are killing it, JRE. Red Band is a master of sound effects, YMH. Kill Tony is a legit sold-out show. Tony might be the best roaster in the world. Jeremiah's one-man wrecking machine. Kill Tony. Summer Tour 2019. La Jolla, Phoenix, Vegas, Salt Lake City. Boise, Spokane, Portland, Vancouver, Seattle, Kansas City, Oklahoma, Milwaukee, Chicago, Madison, Milwaukee, Minneapolis, New York City. And this is coming out Wednesday, so if you want to go to YouTube and check out last week's episode, it's Tiffany Haddish, which was on a few weeks ago, back on again, hilarious. Yeah, so check out Kill Tony, people. Hilarious. You'd probably understand that video more if you knew who Feminist Stacy was, or I forget the jacked it off chick's name. It's escaping me at the moment. But anyway, let's move on here to basically the realistic version of this, what I thought was an animation demo many years ago online on Reddit. It's just kind of a crazy thing. I don't know anything about it. I just think it looks crazy and fits perfectly with the music. With the twisty dog. That's what I'm calling it. Twisty dog. All right, moving on from Twisty Dog to Bert Kreischer, one of the funniest comedians, being interviewed
This is the greatest day of my life. Two Kings
at a
goals,
hockey
second games.
game,
I've had two
LA
cold beers.
Kings.
I got an Uber driver, a.k.a. my wife, driving me home. Listen, you're doing great, guys.
Doing
Tarps
great.
off for the boys. Tarps off for the boys.
Bert's like,
I got your back. Hell yeah. Go
he's
Kings.
like, he's becoming
Go Kings.
the most
Go
famous
Kings.
like frat guy, which is who he is. It's just, it's fun to see him
Go Kings. Go
getting all
Kings.
this exposure
Go Kings.
with the
Let's go.
shirt
Get
off.
that puck. Here we go. Come on, baby. Yeah.
With the laugh.
I think that maybe you scare people sometimes.
My
Check out
children.
Bertcast.
My children are
Check out, I
horrified
don't know if he
right
still
now.
does it,
Get a
Open
shot of
Tabs.
their faces.
Bert, thank you for being here. I feel the heat emanating off you. I'm getting a hug. I got a really sweaty hug. I don't think anybody caught that. Thank you so much.
Go Kings.
This is your
All right.
second.
And last but not least, a little quote posted by Rage on Official, quote from Drew Houston, the co-founder of Dropbox. If you have a dream, you can spend a lifetime studying, planning, and getting ready for it. What you should be doing is getting started. Definitely advice I've been given multiple of times in the past from artists moving to San Diego. I remember emailing an artist, telling him my sob story about, nobody likes me. It's like I'm doing art. I'm going to try doing art. He's like, just do it. You got to do it and do it. And it took me a long time to like start doing it on a consistent basis, which I've been doing probably at a level that most people don't do it. But it's like, I've heard it from so many. There's also the War of Art, which is very similar to like sit down. It's like, he's a writer. Stephen Pressfield wrote a book about the creative process of writing, which you can apply to the creative process of a lot of things. But the basic premise is you gotta treat it like you're a professional. You gotta sit down and you gotta work. And the more times you sit down and work and just try and you're gonna do some bad work, but you're also gonna do some good work. But you got to put the work. It's just like going to work. If working a regular job, you work in a cubicle, you're going to have bad days, you're going to have good days. You're going to have days where you're just like the most productive, number one employee of all time. And then there's other days where you're just not feeling it. And it's like, or you can have up and downs within a day. All that shit is the same thing when you're doing art, when you're doing podcasts, when you're doing regular work. You have ups and downs, but you have to show up and you have to put in the time. And yeah. It's no better time to start. You can do all the planning, you can do all these things, but you got to get going. You got to get going, and you got to start. You got to let it grow while it's all a learning process. Anyway, so that's it for this episode. Let me do some shout outs and we'll get out of here. Shout out to Kill Tony. Shout out Tony Hinchcliffe. Shout out Red Band, Jeremiah Watkins, Joel Berg, Joel Jimenez, Chroma Chris. Shout out to the whole best damn band in the land, Kill Tony Band. Shout out, go watch them on tour, by the way. All over the U.S. I've seen them live. I watched them live on YouTube. I've seen them live at the Comedy Store. It's a hilarious show. They turned a corner. A little while ago, and they've like cranked up the amazingness in the show, and I love it so much. So go watch them live if there's even tickets left. It's probably all sold out. Follow Street. Shout out to Street Art Globe. Shout out Bert Kreischer, of course. Shout out Rage On Official, and shout out Drew Houston. New episodes of this show come out daily. Well, not this specific show, but the Ray Taylor Show come out daily. Subscribe on IGTV and everywhere else podcasts are found. You can binge the full week in advance over at patreon.com/Inspired Disorder. InspiredDisorder.com is where you can buy all of my original artwork, T-shirts. I have a Zippo lighter, Diseasy Zippo lighter. Go buy that. InspiredDisorder.com. At Ray Taylor for me on all social media. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out!